Let's look at some cryptocurrencies. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. Because if we look at the megatrends, the top performing of all the themes, and there are some really high performing themes here as well, it is, without a doubt, blockchain. Approaching 5,000% from the 52-week lows. The closest competitor is here the hologram stocks. Okay, so huge moves, no doubt about it. The bulls are definitively in control. We will look at Dash in particular in this video. Your money, your way. Move Dash in a second for less than a cent. Any amount, anytime, anywhere. This is huge. This is very beneficial because the problem with the Bitcoin is that it is, a bit more pricey to actually use in the real world. But the great thing about Dash is that it is an answer to those problems. And there's a growing number of companies that accept Dash. Dash is easy to buy or receive online from friends or at an ATM near you. This is definitively awesome thing, and Dash Pay Wallet coming soon. Experience cryptocurrency payments in an enhanced, easy-to-use user experience and with social factors like username, contacts, and personalization. Yeah, I love this. This is what I've been waiting for quite some time to see, because what I found so annoying about the original cryptocurrencies is that there was this a very strong hodler mentality. So people didn't buy the cryptos to replace the old school fiat, debt-ridden financial system. It was all about basically just getting rich. And the original purpose behind Bitcoin was to get away from the greed and basically BS around the credit, debt-fueled financial system. That is why it was released as an answer, a proposed solution to the financial crisis. Hence, it is very disappointing to see an even more extreme kind of greed in the cryptos. Anyway, that is a bit of a rant, but I do think it actually has held back cryptos significantly. The point is that these cryptos should be used in the real world, and that is what Dash is all about. Fantastic. Okay. The thing is that Dash has been a victim to extreme greed in the past. You see this here, extreme bubble that resulted in a very, very extreme crash. That wasn't good. Hence, the track record for euphoric rallies is not that good for Dash. If you look at the RSI, the current RSI level, it is in a region which has created problems in the past. The closest parallel would be this rally. You see that RSI is almost at the identical level. If we measure from this high here to the low, around here, minus 33-ish%, that is a meaningful pullback. Okay, we see that we have emerged from the surrounding bottom pattern. Fantastic pattern. We have a breakout above the 200-week moving average in red. We have a monstrous engulfing candlestick. That is bullish. So there's good reasons to be bullish, except for this whole thing about the technical indicators here. Which also tells us a bit, which also functions as psychological indicators as well. Because these high RSI levels, given that they have a history of triggering pullbacks, there's a very high probability that people who are long Dash at this moment are going to be more trigger happy. So let's zoom in a bit. You could argue that there's a bit of a double toppish pattern here. If you look here at the history of Dash, we see that we've had these double-ish topping patterns before, here, which resulted in meaningful pullbacks, here as well, here, topping pattern. So, you know, that's, you know, the bit of an, yeah, it certainly is going to have an effect on people who are, you know, currently long, and also people who are speculating on going short Dash. Because when you have, you know, a pattern that has repeated itself before, like here and all over the place, it is obviously going to have an effect on the current investors. Let's zoom way out here to get the PPO. So the PPO measures the distance from the 200-day moving average. And we can see here that we have certainly been way farther above that moving average before, like here, a bit here, and here. But even during, you know, this extreme rally, if you look at, you know, here, we did have, you know, a pullback when we were at a similar distance from that moving average. So let's actually measure that pullback. That would be this one. So let's mark it like that. Okay, a bit of a big ring, but let's measure, so from this intraday high to the intraday low, that is minus 23-ish% pullback. So that is, you know, something you just have to be prepared for if you are going to go long Dash at these levels with this kind of RSI and PPO. Long term, looking years into the future, I am definitively bullish Dash. Very much bullish. We have a very nice rounding bottom pattern. We do have a confirmed breakout. But that is looking years into the future. So I think the ideal pattern would be to maybe we pull back a bit, and then we have a more, you know, gradual trip towards new all-time highs. You know, over a longer period that is. There is, of course, the possibility that Dash is going to do something similar to this rally back here. You know, to be like, you know, maybe pull back a bit and then you just, you know, roar up there. But I hope that doesn't happen, because if you look at, you know, a bunch of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, you name it. I mean, you can just pick a random cryptocurrency and they do not handle bubbles well, in the sense that, you know, when you look at what happens after a bubble, instead of having a healthy resolution, you know, so a healthy resolution of a bubble would be like, okay, you have a bubble and then you just move sideways, maybe pull back a bit, but basically you find support levels all over the place. That would be good, but the history is just simply that we have seen a lot of this, a lot of, you know, this and this. That's not good. Especially as far as, you know, making cryptocurrencies go mainstream, because mutual funds and big institutions, they are very unlikely to get into this space if we continue to see, you know, these kinds of movements. But if we do get something a bit more healthy now, like, you know, a much more gradual movement, then, you know, that would be long-term far more bullish for cryptocurrencies than, you know, some kind of explosion and wild attempt to make a new all-time high right away. But yeah, those are my desires. Those are that's my wish, and this is from a bullish standpoint. Okay, this is not like a bearish sentiment from me. This is about a strategic way to make cryptocurrencies replace the current financial system. And the number one thing a financial system must have is legitimacy and trust. And people are not going to be able to trust any security that behaves completely wild.